Getting a good sweat on now. Out here hiking Liberty Lake, man. What a name. Freedom. Everything should be striving towards liberty, to sovereignty. In this video, I want to share how to become more spiritual. Not because everyone should become spiritual, and if you're not, or if you're totally against the idea, then you should do it because I'm some random guy on the internet. But spirituality will unlock things for you that this realm, this reality could never understand. And the benefits are unbelievable. The finding of your purpose, of your, what's driving you intrinsically and extrinsically. Is there a God? Is there, whatever religion you want to sign up for? Are these the things that are driving you to do what you're doing? Does it give you a sense of community, a sense of meaning? And so becoming spiritual is a lifelong journey. And I know I'm spiritual. I don't have to think I am. I believe in God. Maybe not the religious God that we see in the big four, but I know there is something. In my heart, I know that. And if you're on your journey and you're feeling lost or whatever, it's funny, but a hike is a good way to find your way. Be bathed in the green, to find something more. We can get so tied up in the everyday, the hustle, the bustle, grinding to make a lot of money, get bitches, like do everything for everybody else, or just be selfish. But the path of the spiritual is gonna last your whole life. And the earlier you can get on it, the deeper you can get, and the crazier shit you're gonna experience. So how does one actually become more spiritual? Well, I think there's a few ways, and a lot of it has to do with, extreme attitudes. Now, I'm not talking extreme as in like the religious way, or like, you're not like ISIS or anything like that. You're not trying to do any terrorism, but extreme in like behaviors. So like the ascetics, those are like the super extreme, uber minimalist people. Like the Buddhist monks in the monasteries, shaving their heads, shaving their eyebrows, to strip themselves of all worldly things so that they can get closer to, the Most High, to whatever it is that allows this to all be a thing. And so that's what you have to do. First, you have to start with something kind of crazy. So what I recommend is you can start with fasting. Intermittent fasting is a good start. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, man. 16/8 is probably like the most doable, and it's a good start. But once you get into it, you can start getting into longer fasts, maybe 24, 36 hours. I've never done a 72-hour one, but it'd probably be pretty cool. And, the first day might be hard. All you think about is food. But as you continue, you realize you actually don't need it. Look at Jesus, look at like Buddha, look at all these people who have done these long fasts, man. They're reaching something, they're getting to something that is untapped. That is the reason for all of this unbelievable bounty we have in this life. And fasting is just one way to do it. You can do a 16-8 fast, and that'll just kind of get the ball rolling, and then shoot for a 24, 36, 72. You don't got to do like a 7-day. If you want to, if that's where your journey takes you, go ahead. But I'm not going to push any of that. I don't know the dangers of it. I don't know if your spiritual awakening needs that, And we're all on our own journeys, so don't be mad if, it's taking a little bit longer for you to get to where other people might be at. I'm not going to be the Buddha, not anytime soon. I think I got a few more lifetimes for that. But I'm on my own journey, and I feel closer to this every single day. So fasting, that's one way to do it. Minimalism, in the material sense, is another way to do it. You probably got too much shit. I know I do. I can just tell. You can just look at me. I got a freaking Solomon hiking pack. And if that isn't saying a lot, I don't know if there's a bike around me. If that isn't saying a lot, if that was the only thing in my name, that'd be sick. But Sadly, it's not. I know, I got more shit at home. I got more skeletons in the closet. Basically just clothes in the closet. I don't know why I said skeletons. Like I'm an evil person. I'm not. And yeah, so fasting and minimalism is another way to get yourself closer to the Most High. And that is through getting rid of the things that we think are important when they're really not. What is important, man? Check this out. Big old trees. Look at these guys. They stand here. They add to the ecosystem. They are like, they've been here for thousands of years, man. They might not be 1,000 years old, but parts of them were pine cones. These little things. It's so awesome. And so minimalism takes away you from all the consumerism, the hustle of the world, the social media, the Instagram, the Temu, the Amazon. By getting rid of all your shit and focusing on what you do have, being grateful for what you do have, might be just like a roof over your head, man. That's all that it has. Not everyone gets to have that kind of stuff. Being grateful for that, opening up to that, becoming more optimistic. I'm gonna go across the bridge here. It's pretty cool. Whoa, it's actually quite nice. Anyways, this allows you to deeply reflect, and reflection is key to your growth and to your spiritual journey. We're gonna get pretty steep here, so I might start panting like a dog, but that's okay, because that leads into like the third point. And apart from fasting and going minimalist, exercise, hard exercise, long bouts of exercise, where it pushes you to the next level. That's when you start to see what the body is capable of. And the body is an incredible satellite or vessel to the spiritual. And I mean, that's partly why I do like these long endurance events, because I'm learning about myself every day, seeing how tough I can get, see how strong the will is, what's going to push me, what's going to get me the next mile. Is it people's perception of me? Is it my status that it brings? Or is it, will it bring me closer to God? Will it bring me closer to what I ultimately want, what the soul ultimately wants? Which I'm figuring out. I don't know it. I don't know what it is, but I'm figuring it out. And that's exciting. So pushing yourself into extremes, doing, long runs, hard workouts, seeing what your body is capable of. It's incredible. And it just shows you, it reminds you that you have more in the tank. And when you know that, and you understand that there's more there, that you are not just what you think you are, like, oh, I can only run a marathon, or I can't run a marathon. And then you do, and then you're like, okay, well, maybe I can run a 50 miler. Maybe I can run something crazier. And then it just unlocks, it gets to that next step. So the deeper you get into unlocking yourself into reflection, the deeper you can get into the spiritual, the quantum. And hiking, being outside, being in touch with nature will get you to understand that there is more to this than just the reality that we see or that we've been given to on the internet. And that's pretty cool. So I recommend, if you are trying to search for some purpose or some meaning, try one of these things. You don't have to do it forever. You don't have to become a monk and move to a monastery, as appealing as it might sound sometimes. But do a hard workout. Do something you've never done before. Challenge yourself. Reach new boundaries, and your mind will expand at the same time. And always remember to be open with what you're learning and what you're doing. And you'll see, man, there are some things that you're going to unlock that I'll never understand, that maybe you have already, or that will just put you further than you ever thought you could go. And that's cool, man. So, if you're an atheist, or if you're like scientific or whatever, doesn't mean you're not allowed to be spiritual. It doesn't mean you're not allowed to believe that there's something more to this life than, just being worm food at the end of it, which there's nothing wrong for. Understanding that, believing that is totally fine. But to believe that there's nothing out here creating these shapes, these sequences, I don't know, man. And you believe in science? Just the things that we can quantify? No, that makes no sense, man. That makes absolutely no fucking sense. That's to make this all seem like it's just some, one unit of measurement. Doesn't work, man. No, man, there's some secrets. Just the gaps in between every particle, man. Quantum. It's starting to sound like a hippie. I think I'm just getting tired. But I don't know, it's just juicing me up. So do it, man. Work chick. Try and unlock the spiritual. Awaken yourself. Go outside for a hike. Do a 3-day fast. Be grateful. Pray, man. You can pray. Or meditate. Or do yoga. All more classic styles of finding the spiritual. But do something, man. Your soul craves it if you haven't been doing it yet. Try these things. See what happens. I look forward to comments of, your awakening or your next steps in your journey. People finding their purpose. So that's what I'm trying to do. Always remember to rep the set. And I'll see you in the next one.